Thank you for the introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here today and share a little bit about DataOn's journey around product development, how we've built our company, and how we continue to look forward towards the concept of product development and make improvements around that. Today, I really want to talk a lot about the history of our company. Our business is 25 years old, so we've been building software here in Indonesia for 25 years. This is our main development center, and we've gone through a really extensive journey on the process of building products. Our company is a company that does many things, but at heart, the core of everything we do is around our software. Okay, so a little bit introduction about myself. I came to Indonesia in just before Chrismon to work here as an intern in banking software business. And in 1999, I decided to found a software company in Indonesia. Back in 1999, when we started up DataOn, it was just myself and 3 other people that set up the business together. And at that time, there was really very little in terms of technology business or software companies that were building software in Indonesia. So that was a really interesting time for us. A lot of challenges and kind of a new concepts for what we were doing here. And we were just 3 guys starting up, so we didn't really know anything about anything back then. DataOn, so I started DataOn in '99, and we originally focused around some different kinds of software, which I'll explain about. Today, we're very much focused as an HR software provider. I also started the Great Day HR software company in 2018. This was a company a little bit different from our enterprise HR software business, DataOn, more focused towards the UMKM SME market for HR software. And we built that company up, and that's continuing to expand throughout Indonesia and a little bit throughout Southeast Asia as well. Our history is also, and this brings me to most of my position today, is DataOn merged with a company called Humanica from Thailand in 2022. So today my job is as a director in Humanica as a group. I'm in charge of the operations for Indonesia, Philippines completely, and overall my main position is CTO. So that's why it's a really great opportunity today to share some of the things that we're trying to do as a software company from the perspective of Chief Technology Officer and how we drive productivity and innovation in our company. Okay, so just back to a little bit of the history. As I said, we started in 1999. The goal at the time was to build software that was web-based. That doesn't really sound super innovative or creative today, but certainly back in 1999, all of the enterprise software companies and business software were, most of our competitors were still on green screen. We had Windows-based products, and using the web as a technology was something, kind of new then. Certainly existed in some of the Western businesses, but even in the West, it was still relatively new. And for us, it was a really, I think, a big step and a big opportunity for us to do something new and visionary. So we started out right from the start in 1999, building up our software development teams and building our products entirely on a web architecture, and I think we were really one of the only companies trying to do that at that time. So in the start of the building the business, we used resources from Indonesia, we used some resources from Canada, and a few other countries to put together the business. We worked out of operations in Bali and Jakarta. And by 2001, we had essentially centralized all of our software development to Indonesia, and we released our first product. Does anybody know Sunfish? Sunfish HR software? Good, yeah. Good work, marketing team. Yeah. So we've been, Sunfish is our software. We rebranded the software in 2001 to Sunfish HR, and it's been really successful, particularly in Indonesia, but over the years and through till 2008, we had done much more expansion throughout the region. So we'd set up offices in Singapore, we had distributors in Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand. We later set up our own office in Thailand. And we continued to kind of expand our business, but always with 90% focus, I would say, on Indonesia, where our biggest market was. From 2008, so we continued on building software. It was web-based software, but back then, software as a service wasn't even a word. We called it ASP, or Application Service Provider products. And the concept of renting software or providing a subscription for software in the enterprise area was pretty rare. So we made some decisions at that point as a company to shift the business from traditional perpetual license software, where we would sell the software, customers host on their own server, and they buy a one-time license, then pay maintenance. We made a transition from that to the business of software as a service, and moving towards the concepts of things like multi-tenancy applications. And when we started the company, actually, this was our vision. That's why the company was called Data On. It's data online. It was meant to be an online product. Nobody would buy that. Nobody wanted that. Everybody wanted software in their office, and that wasn't a really viable concept. But that vision helped us by 2008 with the and eventually till 2011 to really refocus and be one of the first providers in market with software as a service, subscription-based solutions. A retention rate annually of our customer base. So we were able to build up more and more customers and keep innovating the software and go through various versions. By this point, we'd gone from version 1 to version 5 of our software in 2015. We skipped version 4 because it's unlucky, so we didn't have a version 4, but we went through various versions and rewrites of the software until eventually we had what we felt was a very good and stable product by 2015. In 2017, we decided to establish Great Day HR because we looked at our product fit for the market. As we were developing the software with enterprise customers, it was high customization, high compliance, a little bit slow moving, not really exciting and dynamic. And for the SME market, we needed to do things totally different and quicker. So we split our product into two businesses, Data On, and we set up Great Day by 2018 with a product that would focus on the SME market and try to deliver software on a totally different concept of the product functionality and the delivery methodology. That all worked pretty well. We were doing pretty good as a company. And then we started to realize our software is getting slow again. It's getting outdated. It's getting old. We weren't at the cutting edge of the market. So we made some decisions in 2020 to do a complete rewrite of our software. We rebuilt the software 100% from scratch and moved from monolithic technology to microservices technology. So that required rewriting everything. And also retraining our entire product development teams. That was a big transition for us. We did it 3 times because the first 2 times it was garbage and we had to throw it out and start again. But we stuck with it and were able to release the new software versions by 2020, which was just, I think, a really amazing product. And that's what led us to the merger with Humanica. So a little bit about our Humanica merger. That was the process of bringing together a Thai software company listed on the Thai Stock Exchange, but about the same size as Data On, and merging those two businesses together. And that's really kind of more of the points that I wanted to talk about today with our business, because today our business has changed so much, and the way that we do product development, motivate developers, and help with the collaboration of our people is a really different change from where we were a few years earlier. So today we have offices in Indonesia and Thailand. We have over 1,200 staff. Almost half of those people are computer science people, so either developers or programmers in the customization and implementation teams. So we're very much still a technology-driven organization. We have over 5,000 customers from all different sizes of business across multiple different countries, and altogether we manage over 2 million employees on our system, with almost 100% of those employees now being daily active users. So our daily active users are over 1.5 million in the system. So what did, as we were going through this, we look at every year, what are the challenges that we're facing? What do we need to do as a product development team? And what are the business things that us technology nerd people are trying to address in the business? And we sit down and we look at the challenges that we have, and we kind of try to build a roadmap. So that's partly what I want to talk about today, is our framework and process for developing that kind of a strategy and a roadmap. So our challenges were, one, we had a diverse team. We have development offices in 4 cities, 2 in Indonesia, 2 in Bangkok. We have implementers in 9 different countries doing software customization. Everyone speaks different languages. They don't often get to meet each other in person. And it's hundreds of people. So bringing that team together was a really big challenge for us, in the making sure that product development could be consistent and high quality, but also leverage the benefit of having diverse resources across multiple countries. We also have rapid change in our business because our software does releases weekly. And for an enterprise software that has to be stable, trying to run weekly releases is extremely challenging. We need to do very fast release cycles because our customers, especially our larger customers, are very important. And as they need new features and changes, we have to be able to roll those out continuously. So we had to build a framework that would allow us to do a weekly and quarterly release cycle, something really much different than we'd done in the past, where we were looking at, annual versioning. We also had an aging product. So this goes back 2 years ago with our monolithic technologies, a user interface that is frankly embarrassing by today's standards. And we looked at those products and we said, okay, we have to rethink everything. We've got great functionality. Our customers love our products. They never change. They look horrible and they're really slow. So we had to make the decision to do a big plan and to make that big migration to a new product. And finally, because we're a publicly listed company now, and we have a lot of multinational clients, compliance is just a huge mess. It's a lot of things we have to do around how we track our costs of developers, how we manage security, how we manage compliance, keep up with our ISO 27001, 27701, SOC 2 Type 2 certificates, pen tests, etc. And as this got more and more complicated, it became almost overwhelming. When we wanted to build anything, we couldn't get anything done because compliance was killing our ability to innovate. So we had to go back and look at what were the things that we could do to deal with compliance in a proper way, but still be able to keep up with our innovation. So what we did is we took the several challenges that we're having, and then we mapped those challenges into a variety of initiatives. And these initiatives were to redo our concepts around collaboration and productivity, something we actually know about because we're in HR software. We also have a big initiative to transition our performance management systems from traditional KPIs into OKRs, or objective key results. We have a new technology plan to modify our software, move to microservices, redesign the entire user experience. And finally, we have a new compliance framework that lets us link together all the various components of our compliance into our product development lifecycle, so that as we're building software, we're automatically able to keep up with the compliance tasks and documentation that we were required to do. So that's a lot of stuff, but today, not that much time, so I want to focus more on the productivity framework. And as we got into a diverse organization with multiple countries and many more developers, getting that productivity framework together, making sure that there was a single data source to bring all that information together was a real challenge. So we redeveloped our framework around the around our productivity model. What we had was a variety of technology. We had systems for things like ticketing systems. We had project management systems, various accounting and budgeting systems, HR systems, payroll systems. A lot of things were disconnected. So we took that kind of mess of technology and we combined that into an integrated framework and strategy so that we would be able to achieve our mission, vision, and live up to our values expectations. So what that was looking at First of all, what kind of data do we need to gather? We need to understand who's our employees, when are they coming to work, what tasks are they working on, what projects are they assigned to, what kind of skills do they have, and getting it all into a centralized database. Then that data that we've collected, we need the ability to understand that. Not just for me, the CEO, to understand it, and not for my bean counters in accounting to run reports, but for all of my managers to be able to access meaningful information to help them build and improve the company. So we did that through re-looking at how we do dashboards, do feeds of data, integrating AI into the concepts, doing predictive analysis, and a variety of other tools. We linked that together with automation around simple things like running payroll and HR, but automating as well projects, task assignments, and basically what I think we've heard repeatedly today from some other presenters is automate everything you can. Because if a computer can do it, somebody else can do something more important. Finally, we link that into how do we support our employees? How do we help our employees develop? And I'll have some examples of these things that we've implemented. We then connect that with how do we get better engagement? How do we make sure employees are excited about their job and committed to their work? And in order to get that, of course, we have to offer rewards to our employees. Okay. So some of the examples that we did is we looked at the objective key result framework. We linked together the tasks and the entire construct of targeting together with all of the work that people do, whether it comes from project Gantt charts and project budgets, individual initiatives, individual task assignment, and link that into one central data source and a complete view of productivity. We then push that through to an AI-based system that will help us to understand task assignment better, figure out what people are doing, and manage the quantity and quality of their work. And finally, we link that into our reward system and our OKR system so that we can celebrate our successes together. It's nice to say you're going to do that, but you do it 1 month and you forget the next month. Building it as a continuous process of improvement and celebration of successes as a group is, to my opinion, very beneficial to the software development process. First of all, from productivity. So to look at that, what do we need to know about productivity when we're building software? Our software is out in the market. I think a lot of people's products are. That means we're getting complaints from customers, we have a lot of tickets, and we have internal development plans feeding into that. We then link that into project management so that the tickets are directly connected into the project budgeting and the sprint management system so that we can control our developers. And finally, that's all connected into our release system so that we're able to go directly from the ticket all the way through to the release. People are able to monitor that as a continuous process. We have our own software to do this. Products like Jira and many other products in the market do a lot of these things, but getting it all to work as a holistic process is really overcoming the challenges and getting to that next level of product development. Finally, we take that data and we feed that into analytics so that everyone gets access to it. We give DIY reporting, AI interfaces to query data to our staff. We provide them, of course, with dashboards and other kinds of report writers. And our main goal is to be able to integrate that data. Is our projects on budget? Are we allocating the cost of development as an intangible asset correctly for our auditors? Are we complying with the security procedures and testing process that we need to do? So being able to link that all together and get a clear view helps us to really understand all of those processes. We then automate these things, as I said, from the ticketing process through the through the project management process and to the task assignment. And task assignment is something that we found to be a really exciting and interesting thing, right? I don't know if you all remember, but 10 years ago, we'd have a task list on our phone. That's what we had to do. Today, we have much more advanced tools for that from productivity. But being able to link the concept of tasks into all of our workflows gives us a great ability to collaborate, communicate, and monitor productivity. So this is pretty clear when we're talking about I've got a ticket, there's a complaint, I need to fix something in the software, and then I take that through to a release. But tasks that we monitor are much more complex than that. We need to look at different kinds of work that people do, not just our developers, but our QA people and our documentation, our marketing people, and be able to bring all the tasks that are necessary to complete an initiative into a single framework. So we've managed to build that, and then we've managed to make it gamified and more fun for our employees, as well as rewarding through a variety of incentive plans, which I'll get to. So all of those things link together. Let us automate the process of software development end to end. And there's great speakers and many other content here about how we manage the software development lifecycle. So I'm not going to pretend to be an expert there. I think what we're doing that's really different is that we are following it through end to end to understand the employee's entire productivity contribution and link all different parts of our business into one single framework. Right. The next one is to support our employees. And this one is one that we do particularly from the concept of HR management. Does anybody use OKRs in their company? KRAs, KPIs? Great. So this was a huge change for us. We've traditionally had, performance appraisals. We've set KPIs. We've done cascaded targets, all of those things traditionally. When we started to build OKRs actually as a product for our customers, we started to see an amazing opportunity here. Because OKRs are different than KPIs and other type of measurement in that the objectives and the key results are set by the employees themselves. And this was something that we really took to heart. And we said, okay, we need to empower our team members. All of our developers are amazing people. We've got 1,200 people working in the company. They're great and they're creative. And trying to get one CEO to tell everybody what to do and break down those targets is insane. One person is not smarter than 1,200 people. So when we can combine the inputs and the creativity of all of our staff and give them a framework that they can work within, we're able to improve creativity and, most importantly, support our employees. OKRs are also measured much more frequently, typically, than KPIs, which are annual. So in our case, we're measuring our OKRs on a monthly basis. And this way, we're linking that to alert systems for managers where they can see who's on track, who's off track, who's in trouble with their targets. And managers can take proactive action to support their employees and help them achieve. So that at the end of the year, when we get to performance appraisal, everyone's performance appraisal is going to be excellent. Everyone's going to get the maximum raise and the company's profits are going to go up. And this process for us was a bit challenging to put in. The older people in our company thought that's ridiculous, you can't do that. Younger people, I think, generally pretty excited about it. In the end, after having implemented it, it's been a massive success for us, and it's really driven our business to the next level. Okay, where am I now? It's great that the CEO can talk about all the great things he does. We've got a great product methodology. We've got great reward systems, etc. What really matters is understanding the truth of how all the employees feel. So we look at this through engagement. We look at things like engagement surveys of our employees and continuous pulse feedback or pulse checks on a weekly basis to get a more detailed understanding of what employees are expecting so that there's no record of who is answering what questions, but yet we're still able to analyze and drill down that data to a reasonable detail. So we've been running engagement surveys for about 6 years now, after moving from satisfaction surveys to engagement. And we've seen a continuous improvement in our engagement level. And perhaps unsurprisingly, as engagement has improved, our business performance and our productivity has also improved. Okay, sort of my last point in our framework is about making sure that we have rewards and that we tie rewards to performance. I'm sure it's great if we can all work in like a VC-backed startup and we can get massive salaries and let's see how it goes. But that's not always the case long term. So building a framework where we can share in our successes and our failures together as a company is really important. A lot of people talk about things like stock options and other ways to motivate employees, and those are great. They never worked for us. But what did work for us is about sharing the company's financials, our revenues and our profitability with employees, and then allocating that in a transparent manner so that people get incentives on a monthly basis. So what we do is we take about 6% of our revenue and we allocate that to the employee incentive plan. And then based on everyone's contribution in different ways, we're then able to allocate the money to the team members. That's not a decision that just management makes, though, because how that money is going to be allocated, actually the shareholders and the board of directors, they don't much care. It's already costing us money. The money is fixed, but how it's allocated is a carefully designed system that's worked out by the various departments and the employees in the company, so that we're able to then look at projects on a success basis, and we're able to then allocate that money. The model for this is a little bit complicated, so I'll have to perhaps skip over it. I wanted to save some time for questions at the end, so I'll make that my last slide. I was going to share that we have some next challenges that we're looking at for next year. These are things around new competition, changes in skills, complexities around our deployment, and these are the issues that we're dealing with now for our next year's planning. Yeah. So kind of just in closing for what we're looking at now, product development is something that, it's continuously evolving. The idea that we're going to make a strategy together as a team and look to the future is I think, really important in how we collaborate and how we empower our team members. For that, so we're looking at primarily these challenges now, and we're mapping those to what are we going to do about it? How are we going to address it? For us, AI is a big opportunity. It's certainly growing in the market in enterprise software. We've launched new features around chatbot, ability to use generative AI to talk to your data and analyze reports. We have predictive analysis based on machine learning, but we're making this something really new for our developers to focus on this year. And I think one of the really important things here is that we try not to develop exactly silos in the company. So we don't build our product development teams that this is the new product development team and all these guys are the bug fixers or the maintenance people, right? Because that's pretty boring. So when we can build the software, we try to break up the new technologies and the new concepts, and we try to involve all the various different portions of our product development teams in all of the new and interesting concepts. So AI is big for us there. We also have the kind of new entries of competition. We're seeing more competition come to the West. Indonesia is just doing amazing. Throughout Southeast Asia, the economies are doing really well. Well, that's great news for us, but for me, it also means that the Americans aren't doing so great, and they would love to come compete here. So this is a new challenge for our business as we start seeing Western companies more aggressively bring their technologies to our markets. We've also got a shift in our skills because our product has evolved and we've gone through major technology change. Now it's about looking to our product more from a business perspective. And it means that our development teams need to be reskilled and retrained with higher level business understanding so that they're able to build the next level of our products. Finally, we've expanded our business quite a bit. So in terms of our revenue has more than doubled in the last year. It also means that our number of customers is increasing very, very quickly, particularly for our core product Workplace. As we're doing that, we're starting to find difficulties and challenges in how we manage our deployment process. So we're been making adjustments this year into the deployment process to be able to transition more smoothly from software development and release to deployment across the 5,000 customers that we need to continue to support, and hopefully next year, 10,000 customers. Okay, thanks so much everyone for the time today. It was really a pleasure seeing you.